It's track review.
Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. And it's track reviews right now, where we talk about the latest in rock, pop, electronic, and experimental music of the independent Persois major label this time around, okay? We're going to talk up a collaboration between Danger Mouse and Daniele Luppi, Rome. This thing is basically a tag team effort between a producer who, I don't think I need to tell you how prolific and involved he is in various projects, and an Italian composer. And the reason this came to be is because they both have a severe crush on Italian spaghetti western soundtracks. It's kind of a sincere look back at the work of Ennio Morricone or Bruno Nicolai, basically composers who made cinema in the 60s exciting. Not only that, but Jack White and Norah Jones have been featured on a lot of tracks of this LP. Jack White is on the one that we're going to listen to now, linked below this video, The Rose with the Broken Neck. From what I've read, this album was 5 years in the making, and I don't see it. The effort definitely does show up in the sound of this LP, in the dedication to vintage recording style, vintage instruments, and just the aesthetic. I mean, in terms of sonic qualities, this music has been recreated almost flawlessly. Which is why my favorite moments on this album are the instrumental tracks, which take me back to another time, like when I was a kid watching TMC or AMC, you know, those old classic movies on television. But it's cool to hear that stuff done with a crystal clear sound from 2011. I'm just kind of left asking, where's the passion and excitement and melancholy that this kind of music is supposed to soundtrack? I feel like this is all of the motions without any of the emotions. In terms of music and composition, this thing really just lost me. The generically strummed acoustic guitar, the very sagging bass line that feels like it's afraid to emphasize any semblance of rhythm, the very plainly placed oohs coming from the chorus in the background, the Xeroxed and repetitive vocal melody, and the fake sadness this song is drenched in is too orchestrated to feel real or impassioned. Plus, I really wonder, is Jack White's voice, though I love his voice and I love his previous work, is his voice the best vehicle for this style? I mean, really, Jack White, Norah Jones, Italian style soundtrack music circa 1966. What? But that's the thing about this LP. Though it is in love with this style of composition, it's not that style of composition. It's that sound dulled down, made a little friendlier, made a little more accessible for a new, young Western audience. Because I honestly couldn't see how you could find this album exciting unless you're not familiar with this kind of music, or if you haven't seen any old westerns. This track and most of the album really are not doing it for me, and normally I like revitalizations, but when you do something like that, you run the risk of creating a situation where the listener just wants to rip the CD out of the stereo and just go listen to the original. And sadly, that happened to me here. I'd rather listen to a soundtrack from Ennio Morricone, or Nino Rota, or Bruno Nicolai. I mean, I guess it's worth a visit if you're a huge fan of any of the parties involved, but if you're a soundtrack nut, I don't see how taking the formula, making it poppier, making it more accessible, and then throwing Jack White and Norah Jones on top of it is going to make you want to hear this more than once. I'm feeling a decent to strong 3 on this thing. I'm just totally, this is not my thing. I know this is the album of the year for some people, but I'm just moving in a completely different direction from this. But what do you guys think? Especially the people who wanted me to review this. What attracts you to this album? Do you love it? Why do you love it? And if you hate it, why do you hate it? And what should I review next? Anthony Fantano, Rome, Forever.